Welcome back. Now we move on to the module presenting benefits. So let's just reflect where we are in the process. We have had a prospect meeting, or the first part of a meeting, where we've worked really hard funneling them. So we've organized it so the customer is now actually needing and wanting the solution that we have ready to present to them. So we're well positioned. What we need to do is to make sure we now structure our presentation in terms of how we present our solution to maximize it and to gain customer commitment. So a few rules of the game, bit of discipline first of all. Okay, when should we be presenting benefits? Well, it's obvious from what we've learned so far. After the customer has accepted our summary. And why is that? Because otherwise, what we can end up doing is presenting a load of irrelevant things, right? A load of features and advantages and proofs that actually the customer sees no point in, which can be at best neutral, but at worst very negative as well. And that fits in really with the change structure. So whatever you do, don't cross the red line into presenting benefits until you've done the first points, the Chang. Gain the customer's acceptance so you've fully understood the issues, their needs and wants. And then we move on to the next stage. And it's a good structure for proposals as well, by the way, and for slide decks. Summarize the agreed needs and wants and issues. Check in with them, make sure that they are still current, they've got nothing to add, and then move on with your presentation, presenting the benefits. So that's how it works. So let me talk you through the narrative then of how we present the solution. So we've got an accepted summary. Let's say it's got, I don't know, 4 different issues that they want you to address. We're going to refer to them one by one from the accepted summary. So we refer to the first point. You said that you wanted to achieve X, Y, and Z. Then we talk about how we're going to address it. To help you to address those issues, I recommend, and then you've got to use your appropriate features and advantages and proofs. You might be forgiven for thinking, well, that's enough. They got it now, haven't they? What we would say is no, punch home and quantify what the benefit is, what it actually means to them, what they will achieve. I mentioned the word quantification. If you can quantify it, it makes it all the stronger. So rather than saying we will improve your productivity, if you can say we're going to improve your productivity by 10%, and here's the proof, so much more powerful, which of course is why at the need development stage of things, at the funneling stage, the more thorough we are in really understanding the issues, the stronger this section is, because we can't make it up, right? It has to be based on the facts that we've gathered. And then check in with the customer, ask a commitment related question. So that's very simple. How does that sound? See what they say. So they nod, then we go on to the second area of need. We go all the way back to number 1. Regarding the second point, blah, blah, blah. And off we go. And we keep going round, keep checking in, keep asking a commitment related question until we think we've got enough commitment to be able to go for a final gaining of commitment and a final sort of closing of the deal, if you like. Putting that in a more graphical manner, it is a cycle. If we've got 4 areas of needs and wants, we're going around 4 times. We go over the need and want. We explain the feature, advantage, and proof. We quantify the benefit. When we check in, how does that sound? And that's it. That's what we need to do. Or do we? Somebody else has come up here. What about objections? At any stage in this process, you may get an objection. So you've got to use your judgment here. If somebody chucks in an objection, which is a simple misunderstanding, it's a concern not based on facts, you may be better off just explaining. If they say, "Oh no, you don't do them in red," and you say, "Oh, hang on a minute, that's a misunderstanding. Yes, we do them in red." just cover it. But if it's something a bit more complicated, it's sometimes better to sort of park the objection if you can, and then say you'll come back to it, which you will. So just say, no, that's a really good point. Let me make a note of that. I will come back to it. If I could just finish the rest of my points first of all, get the customer's agreement to that. If the signal is that they want you to cover it off, at that point, cover it off. But it is better to park objections if you can, because it disrupts the whole thing. You go off on a tangent and it can get a bit negative, whereas at this point you're trying to be very, very positive. The other thing is sometimes early on in you presenting the solution, somebody might raise a query which is in fact covered by point number 4 and you're only at point number 1. So sometimes it's logical to park, but use your judgment on that. So that, in a nutshell, is the best way to present the benefits